Welcome everybody. Sorry we haven't been on here much. We've had a lot going on and just life in general. So figured I would post a quick, well, maybe semi-quick video today with regards to what we've got going on. We did a lot of work last market season using all the machines and everything like that. I was doing some additional work for some upcoming items when I got an error on my machine for the filter. So today we're gonna just take a quick peek at that and see what's going on with it. Most likely it needs to be cleaned because I haven't cleaned it. So I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna tilt the camera down just a little bit so that you guys can see. So over there is my big machine. My little machine is inside. We brought it in because of the cold snap we were having. Wasn't going to be good for it to be out here with the electronics. So we took that inside. We have a little break of the cold snap right now, but I think it's going to get cold again tonight, but not as bad. So this white box over here is my AP2 Air Purifier that connects to the big machine. I can also connect it to the little one if I need to. We've got it powered off and unplugged. And we are just going to open this up. I did open it once a little while ago because it gave me an error and I did like a quick just knock out some of the dust. But you can see here it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different filters here. And this top one is a Cyclone reusable filter. So you can see you pull the whole thing out and it's this big old box. And we're going to have to unscrew it so that we can see what that's all about. And then I'm gonna have to get a replacement filter probably for this number 1. It is pretty clean on the underside, but you probably can't see it on the video. We knocked out and blew out a bunch of the dust from it the last time, but I imagine that it is on the verge of needing to be replaced. These other ones, 2 through 5, all appear to be fine. They look still very clean, so we're going to leave those alone for now. Back in here, and we're going to take a peek at the Cyclone filter. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit so that you guys can see exactly what we're doing. So there are 3 screws on each side, so bear with me while we get those out. And moving all my stuff around because it's kind of a hot mess in here. We've got to find some time to get the space cleaned up because 2026 market season is getting ready to fire up. So we are planning on doing a lot around here. For those who don't know, we're in a little town called Montalba, Texas. Which is just on the outskirts of Palestine, Texas, if you know where that is. I'm a horrible geography person, so if you care, look it up. But we have a lot of great events out here. Starting in, I believe, March, there's a farmer's market. I believe every weekend. There's a trade days once a month. And then a bunch of other things in surrounding areas. So I know City of Athens has a bunch of markets and a whole bunch of other ones. So we're planning on looking into those. Palestine does have a dogwood festival, which is apparently pretty big. We haven't done it before, so we're looking into possibly doing that. We are looking to try and get back to the Arts Goggle Festival in Fort Worth in October. So I just got an email from them today that their registration is opening up at the sometime in February. So I'm putting these screws off to the side so that I do not lose them. And we're just going to pop this thing open. All right. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This is the base. This is the top. And you can see it's pretty dirty. It's a lot cleaner than it was, but even after we kind of blew it off, it was still giving me some errors. So this comes apart, and then here's some more of the, so I didn't really get into those little cylinders there to get those cleaned. And then, of course, you can see the film on here. So what we're gonna do is we are going to use, I believe this is a low pH cleaner slash degreaser that we're gonna spray on here and let it soak for a little while. And then once that soaks, we'll stick it in a bin of water, which I am just gonna be using one of these little storage bins that we have. This is a Sterilite industrial bin. And we'll soak it in there for 10 minutes in some clean water. And then hopefully we'll just be able to take a cloth and kind of wipe it down. So let's see, do I have this open? I do. All right. Like I said, we're just gonna spray it down and let it soak. Or well, I'm gonna let the degreaser sit and then we'll soak it after. And these are kind of closed, so I'm just gonna spray down kind of in the general area. I guess I'll spray this side too. It's pretty gross. That's where all that built up dirt is. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get all of this on camera so you guys can see it, but you can see the dirt just, that is dirty. It is like yellow dripping down there. Turn that back around and probably dumped all this out, so I'm not respray it. This stuff doesn't smell half bad. I mean, smells like a cleaner, but it's not horrible, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. However, you know, do your own safety PPE stuff if you choose. All right. Those are the big square pieces, and now we're gonna do the little, I guess this is the Cyclone part of it. My assumption is I'll probably have to get some sort of little brush or cloth or something that I can fit in there to clean the insides of that. As much grime is just dripping off of this when I spray it. It might do pretty good with just the spray and the soak, hopefully. All right. So we are sprayed down, and then I am just gonna go and fill this bucket up with water and let it soak for about, probably 10 to 15 minutes. And then I will rinse everything off with clean water. All right, so we have moved outside. It's a little breezy out here, so I apologize if there's any wind noise. But as you can see, I've just got the bucket out here. We're just gonna fill it up with some water and let it soak. And you can kind of see already that just the soaking and the spraying with the water has already cleaned out those little cylinders, so that's awesome. I don't know if you can see it, but that water is very dirty. I think we are pretty full. We're at least covered with the suds. So we will let that soak. and then come back in about 10 minutes and see where we stand. Just in case y'all were curious, we got some animals over there not paying attention to us, but he's saying hello. All right, we'll be back. All right, we are back. It is time to get these out of the soapy water. I'm just gonna rinse them off with this hose and then set them on this wooden board to kind of start drying, and then I'll probably take them in somewhere and set them down on something that's not outside. This does have to be completely and fully dry before you reassemble it, and obviously before you put it back in the machine. So this will probably sit overnight just to air dry. But man, look at that. Not a speck of dirt to be seen. I've never used that simple green before, but I'm highly impressed. See what the second one does. Looks to be the same. Maybe one little speck right here on the inside. Oh no, it's on the outside. So that just wiped right off. Man, sure is pretty when it's all clean. Alright, now time for the bigger pieces. Probably shouldn't have stuck this whole thing in there with the handle, but it'll dry. It's just fabric. I'm going to try and get some of the suds out of it here. I'm very glad that it's warmer out today, otherwise this would have been an inside project and probably much more of a mess. Alright, let's look at this. This had a bunch of dirt up in here too. A little bit. Let's see if it'll rinse out with the hose. Yeah, it looks like it did. Just got in there and lifted all of that dirt that was stuck to the plastic. And this is the one that had all of that gunk kind of down here still from the last time I cleaned it. And I don't know if you can see it now, but it is sparkling. Not a speck of dirt to be seen. I think this is the last part. Okay, I don't feel anything else in there. Same thing, beautiful. It didn't take long at all, so I will definitely be revisiting that in probably another few months because I'll have some engraving done here. So I will go and get rid of this. We will let that dry, probably overnight. I'll take it inside so that I don't know what the weather is going to do. It's supposed to get really cold, I think, here tonight, so definitely going to take that inside so nothing happens to it. Once it's completely dry, we'll reassemble it just opposite of what we did to take it apart, and then we'll slide it back in. I don't have any projects lined up just at the moment to test the engraving with the filter, but I should have that probably within the next couple of days, and fingers crossed that we won't get any errors. So thanks for sticking with me through this process. I'm glad I could share it with you. If you have any questions, feel free to post. Thank you.